So this the recap from yesterday. Went 2 for 3 on the free picks. Not too bad. I did hit this live bet right here. I'm gonna start putting my live bets in my Discord. So go to my bio and click on the link for that. It's free. Right, so if you wanted to try to do prop bets without any risk, you could download Dabble and use my code Vype Bets. You'll get a free $25. You don't even need to deposit anything. I also have a free Discord that you can use, and I give out a cheat sheet every day, so you could use that cheat sheet and the free $25 to make you some money. So go to my page, and I got the links in my bio. Make it easy for you. Just click on the link, and it'll take you where you need to go. Today you got Jalen Johnson fantasy score 50.5, Con Knuckle 14.5. I lowered that one. Made it a gobbler. Then I got Derek Queen 26.5 PRA and Lloyd Marketing at 34.5 PRA. And I did a flex. So if you get at least 3 of those right, it's gonna be 1.5. You get them all right, it's gonna be a 5x. So 3 would be a 1.5, and with that goblin, that's almost a guarantee. So you're looking at it, you only need to get 2 out of 3 right to at least get 1.5. So that's what I like to do for my 4 and flex it with a green goblin. Now I'm gonna get into these picks and break them down. So we're gonna use Outlier to look at some of the data and why I like the picks that I just showed you. So starting from the top, we got Jalen Johnson on fantasy 50.5. This is the most expensive player on fantasy because he puts up the most fantasy points per game on average. So 50.5, they don't even have his under, so I guess you can't even bet against his under. Now, you look the last 10 games, he's hit it 7 times over the year, 55% head to head. He scored 57.1 last time he played them, but that was last year at the end of the year, so yeah, well, I don't know. Oh yeah, last year. For some reason, I be thinking he a rookie. He's not a rookie. It's like his 4th season. But Miami has a lot of injuries too, I think. So they don't know if a few of these people are gonna play. If you look at a Bayou, I'm not sure what that D is. I don't know if he's questionable or day to day probably. Wiggins, Powell. It don't really matter who he play anyways, but he be hitting that. So look at the last 10. I like going based off the last 2, 60, 53. Both of those games were with Trae Young, so I think having Trae Young out there helps. Okay, then you got Con Knuckle. Con Knuckle on his last game. My bad. Okay. On his last game, he had 19 points. He barely hit his mark. His line was at 18.5, and I'm tripping. He got that shit at like the end of the game. He shot horrible the whole game. So they got his line at 17.5. You see he had 19. And if you look, they give this up to everybody. hits their lines pretty much. I'm gonna go with it. I dropped it to a 14.5 just so I could have a goblin on a 4-pick, and he also sweated that last one, so I lowered it this time. So moving right along, we're gonna go to Derek Queen, and with him you got 26 PRA. Let me see. That's right here. Boom. Looking at the odds, they got him going over by a little bit. He's hitting this. For him, his last 20 is 50%, but his last 10 is 70. So his role has changed recently, and he's kind of had his breakout game, and from there he's kind of went. I think this was his breakout game. 10 assists, 10 rebounds. I think he had a game with like 20 assists or something, 20 rebounds or something. So yeah, I'm taking his 26.5 while it's still that low. Looking at the matchup, not the best matchup. Versus centers though, pretty good, so I like this one. For the last one, Lori Marketing. Okay, Lori Marketing. Boom, I got him on PRA. Yeah, 34.5. The books have him. And let me see, DraftKings -107, but they don't have him on the under, so they want you to take him over. I think he's coming back from injury, and that might be why the books have him under. But it's really like a 50-50 right here. The odds 53% under, but if you know marketing, he could score 30 points easily. So you see right here, 27, 33, 26, even though he's coming back from injury. I'm still going with it. Matchup wise, not a good matchup. It's probably another reason why the books had it like that. Let's see, against his position though, it's pretty good. So, and looking at the lineup, he's matched up against T. Harris, Tobias Harris. Yeah, I think marketing can hit this line, 34.5 over. So sometimes you don't want to just go off the books. It's nice when it correlates with your pick, but when it doesn't, it's not going to stop me from taking what I still believe in. So that's the picks for today. Pick one or two and mix it with something that you like.